And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the June 12th edition of Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd. How are you doing today, folks? It's middle of the week. Wednesdays are, it's hump day, right? How's your week been going? How's it looking going forward? Today's topic, we're going to talk about rush fees, pros and cons of them, and what does that actually mean. So I'm interested in knowing what you are doing for rush fees currently so we can add that into our discussion. It's your first time here or your long time here. This is what I need to know from you: who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. For us, I got the Arctic vibe rocking this morning, and I'm not even sure what the weather is. I haven't stepped outside. That's when kids are out of school. I don't need to go outside much. So it looks nice. It's not raining. It's sunny. So I'm going to say it's nice outside. And then the most important 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So for us, I have mock-ups that need to get done. I've got stickers that need to be printed. I got DTF that needs to get done. I've got meetings scheduled for today, and I need to work on spiritware content. So those are the 5 things that I need to get done today. As we get into this, I'm just trying to move some stuff around over here. We're going to check in with people. We're going to see how everybody's doing today. And like I said, I want to know how you do your rush fees and what is working or maybe not working for you. Darren, good morning to you on duty, 72 and sunny. Barb's checking in from north central Minnesota with her 62 headed to 80, water in the bottle. Jenny's checking in, morning from northern Indiana, 67 degrees and water in the cup. Jeff checking in there from northern Kentucky. We're at 66 and sunny. No drink today. 5 things, nothing new. It's just rinse and repeat, right? Rinse and repeat. That's the way they got them to buy more, more shampoo, by adding rinse and repeat. So you got, you don't need to, but marketing ploy. Same. And Barb's 5 things: DTF, work on sewing projects, clean oil embroidery machines, check on incoming blanks, digitize designs for dog travel bag. Nice. Morning, Barb from Jeff. And hi, Darren, Jenny, and Jeff from Barb. Sarah's checking in this morning. Hello from, no, I skipped over that. Sarah is there, right there. Good morning, 71 and sunny. Coffee in the cup, payroll, deal with an employee issue, store builds, continue BTS line up planning, and artwork quotes. There it is, Tim. Hello from Toledo, Ohio. 70 out with Mountain Dew to drink. Sarah, for rush fees, we do a percentage of order total depending on how rushed it needs to be. We found flat rate to be a disadvantage, especially in cases of larger orders. That's my girl right there. Now we're talking. And I still got that lingering cough. I'm over the sickness, but man, every once in a while, whatever that is there is just out of nowhere. Just knocks me on my socks. Knocks me on my socks. I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. Hi, Sarah and Tim. Morning, Barb. And Tim's 5 things to do. Cut out net tags. Job at 10. Start packing for trip. Make sure computer is done before I leave. 5. Haircut at 6. Tim's got a busy day today. Tim's got a rocking busy day today. So I'm gonna grab my notes. I don't need a whole lot of notes on this one because of what we did, but hey, notes are always a good thing to have. So let me take this guy off the screen. I know, right? I don't wear socks, so how does that even fall into play? So when it comes to rush fees, we've got a couple different options for it. So I think you have a flat rate option, you have a percentage based option, and then you have a hybrid option. And so we've been on the hybrid option. And so we'll go through which each one of those are, right? So, I guess the biggest thing is rush fees. Are you charging them? And if not, why not? I know we always want to be there for our customers and do what we can for our customers, but why is their lack of planning constitute an emergency on ours? We have customers that are planning jobs July, August, and September. So why is it that somebody should be able to come in the last minute and overtake their spots without any repercussions from it, right? So that's where rush fees come in. If you're not charging rush fees, you're going to get taken advantage of because they think, oh, you're just going to do it and it's not going to be there. It's not going to matter. It's not going to cost them anything extra. So why do I have to worry about this if I can say, hey, today's Wednesday and I need something Friday and I know you're just going to do it anyway. So let's just go ahead and do it. That's not fair to you, right? Your time is valuable. The stress level of rush jobs, I believe, the sooner that they need it, the more that stress level goes up. So you need to be compensated for that. So when we look at it, we're going to go through, the percentage based and the dollar, like a flat dollar amount, and then on, a hybrid. And while I say, I'm going to really, really promote the hybrid style of it. But we're going to talk about each one individually because maybe some people will want to use one or the other, but I'm telling you, hybrid is definitely for us the way to go. And I think it would be the way to go for you. So what's a flat dollar amount, rush fee? Just that, it's a predictable thing. It's simple. They know that, hey, if your timeline is, and this is where it comes down to your timelines too, because it fluctuates with that, certain things were 1 to 3 days out. Other things were 3 to 5, some things 5 to 7, some things 7 to 10, some things 10 to 15. So it all depends on the project, what it is, what we've got going on with it. So I guess that's the first thing is you need to know what your timelines are for things. So that way you can figure out what your rush fee is going to be. So you can have that dollar amount. It's simple to calculate, right? Everybody knows that, hey, rush fees is $20. Doesn't matter what it is. It's just $20 for it. So what does that do? Makes it simple. It's just $20 for the rush fee. It's predictable for the customer. They know, hey, if I need something rushed, it's going to be $20 and I can go from there. And it's consistent. It's always the same. Nothing changes from it. Well, where does that really hurt you at? Well, it could really hurt you in, the size of the order, right? You could really be missing out on a large order, on a percentage based. If you base it off order size timelines, you make more. Okay? It's just $20. The other thing is if a customer knows it's just $20, well, hey, if I need this on Friday, all right, I know I've needed it for 2 weeks, but hey, I know all they do is pay $20 and I'll have it on Friday. That's what they're going to do. And then what happens if that's a 100 or 200 piece order? So see, you're not really making much more off it, and you're really stressing yourself you're really stressing yourself out over it for no reason, because it's not your fault, but it is your fault for having those for having those flat rate rush fees, right? There's way less flexibility in that flat rate. This is just what it is. Here it is for it. So we started with that and learned our lesson, where it was like, nope, we got to switch from this because we're not getting stuck with these big orders and not getting paid for it. So then we went over to the percentage base. And so on percentage base, it becomes proportional to the cost of the job and how soon they need it. So the sooner they need something, the higher their percentage is. And you can and you can do that on flat rate. The sooner the job is, the more it is. Hey, if you need it, in a quicker time, it's $20. This time it's $50, and this time it's $100. So you can do that, but the percentage base allows for more money to be made for it. Because when you base that off the job total, and when you base that off of the how soon they need it, right? So how soon do you need it? How much is this? That's what you got for it. There's where you're going to go with it. I believe it's, a really fair way to do it because it's the same across the board. Here's our timeline. The faster you need it, the more you're going to pay. Here's the percentage if you need it in 3 to 5. Here's if you need it in 2 to 3. Here's if you need it in 1 to 2. Here's if you need it tomorrow. Here's if you need it today. You can set up your percentages based on that. A lot will determine how quick you can get products if products are in hand. And all of these, when we charge any of our rush fees, shipping is not included in that because there's times where somebody say, hey, we need this. Okay, we got to order it in. It's got to come from this warehouse. We've got to overnight it. Here's the shipping charge for that. So that's on top of it. So we don't even factor any of that shipping stuff in, supplies, anything that we need. It's just for the production part of it to what it's going to cost us. And that's what it's going to cost them. When you go to a percentage based, it also will help you increase your revenue growth, right? Because let's say that order before that was, we'll go a $500 order, and you were charging, a $20 flat rate fee. That's what it is, $20 flat rate fee. Well, you made $20 extra $20, so $520. Well, let's say it was a 10% fee on it. Okay, 10%, $550. So you made $30 more. So it will let you, increase your revenue just off rush fees alone. Now, what are some downsides to it? On your side, none. it makes customers really think about it, because they will look at a job and, like, hey, I need this 100-piece order. What's the rush fee on it? Well, how soon do you need it? It could be, a $70 rush fee. It could be a $150 rush fee. It could be a $500 rush fee. When it's percentage based, it really puts it in the customer's hands. So that way they know, hey, I need to make sure I get my orders in as early as possible, so I save money. The longer I wait, the more it's going to cost me. And the reason we charge higher rush fees for needing things sooner is there's way more stress. There's jobs that are already lined up. You need to move things around, so you deserve to get paid for that. And it will help keep them, keep them in check. It'll let you run your business and not your customers. So before we get into the way that we're moving to the hybrid option, let's check with the comments and see what people are doing in there with it. We've got, let's see, where was that? Where were we? Where were we over here? Jerry, good morning to you. Jerry, hi, Darren, Sarah, Barb, and Tim. Hi, Jerry from Barb. Jeff, morning, Jerry, and Brian, good morning. 65, sunny, Mountain Dew, 15-hour things to do in 8 hours. That's normal, right? Not normal. Hi, Jeff from Jerry. Hi, Brian from Barb. Hi, same Brian, same. Rush fee based on order size, time, and my mood. I like that, by your mood. And Sarah says, depending on what the customer orders, let's say you need to order from 3 different suppliers and need to rush all of those shipping charges inbound to you. The flat rate might not cover all of that. Absolutely. And that's why I said, when it comes down to that, even our rush percentages, those don't cover the jobs, or those don't cover the shipping. If we have to rush shipping in for stuff and overnight it, hey, you're paying extra for that too. That's a separate part here. You're paying for this job here. Let's look at what shipping is. And we let them know going into that, because, if they're not meeting the minimums to get free shipping, or it's not going to get here in time and we got to upgrade for it, then shipping's outrageous as it is. Jerry said, exactly, Sarah. And Sarah says, we lost a job yesterday. They wanted it by tomorrow because we imposed a rush fee. It happens, but we know we need to make that order worth our time and effort to cover the bottom line expense. Absolutely. So what's the third option? The third option is the hybrid option. And so the third option is going to give you a flat rate plus a percentage. So what does that mean? Okay, well, let's look at a job, right? So we have a base fee, right? So, minimum fee of $20 for it. And then you can have your percentage on top of it. So the way that this works is, if you say you have a $100 job, right? Well, a 10% fee on it, it's only $10. So is it really worth it for that? So if you have that minimum base, minimum $25, minimum $30, whatever it is. So that way they know, hey, it's a minimum this no matter what. And it doesn't matter if it's a single shirt, if it's 100 shirts, whatever it is. Here's our single rate for it. Because if we look at like a single shirt, right? It's a single shirt we're charging $25 for. A single shirt, $25 for it. Well, having a 10% rush fee is only $2.50 more. So of course, yeah, I can wait on that, because it's only, it's less than $3 more. But if we have a flat rate of 20 or 25 more for it to get in there, hey, now they really start thinking that way. So that's the way we've leaned to, is that we have that hybrid approach where there is the base fee plus the percentage. And by plus, I mean, it's not in addition to, it's going to be no less than this. So no less than $25, no less than $20. You're going to decide what works best for you if you go the hybrid approach. But then that every rush job, you're at least going to make that extra for that rush job for it. So this way, the customer, every customer, every job. Oh, man. I legit have not coughed for like 2 hours. And now the minute I start talking, is it making it worse? But, you're getting that basic fee on it, and the percentage on anything larger, anything bigger there, you're still able to make good money off it. And at the end of the day, the best choice is really going to decide what suits for you, right? I can tell you that to not use flat rate, but if you feel flat rate works for you, use it. You'll eventually learn that it's not the way to go, but that sometimes it takes that. And that's what happened with us. And then after using the percentages for so long, we just started seeing on some of the smaller stuff where it was like, oh, here, I need this. Yeah, we really weren't making much off of it by, doing it from there. So then it became here, if we have this minimum fee on it, oh, okay. So we are still making good money off that by doing it. So you just have to look at your numbers, know what works best for you, your timelines, and set all of that up. And then set those expectations up so your customers know, here's my my standard timelines. If you want it faster than that, here are the rush fees for it. And then it's to make sure that that they know that shipping fees may not be included in that, because, like we said, sometimes you have to order products in and overnight, and that could get cashy, and your rush fees won't cover that. So you need to make sure that all your bases are covered. You're not losing money on the job. You're not getting you are getting enough revenue to cover your stress level on it, because that's where it really hurts, the stress level. And at the end of the day, that's what we don't want, right? None of us want the stress for it. So there's our quick, down and dirty, easy enough, rush fees and how we do it. So I'm interested to hear what you think, and we can continue on this conversation here. Let's see. And Chair says, exactly, Sarah. No, we got there. Yes, Sarah. I like the percentage rush fee. And that's what we do too. We have that, and then we have the minimum. It's a $20 minimum rush fee on it, and then our percentage, because each job is different. On some jobs, we are only, we're 1 to 3 days out. Other ones we're 2 to 5, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 10, 10 to 15. So it really depends on what it is and what we need to do to make it happen. Because where we noticed that we've seen things that was on those smaller orders where rush fee really wasn't anything. It was a couple extra bucks. So was it really worth doing? No. But if we would said, hey, we can add this to it. And the great thing is when you have these rush fees and you have them in here and everybody knows it, then they know that's what it is. And then if you choose to not charge a rush fee for it, you can take that line item off. Hey, we're not gonna do it. We've been known to do that. Hey, we're helping people out. Let's just go ahead and take this off of here. But they can see it on the, so they can see, oh, we were supposed to pay this. We thought we were gonna have to pay it, and they took it away from us. So then you're able to, help them out and give them a little hand too with it. So that's what we got there. Other things going on this week. We've got a busy day today. We've got a principal meeting and a superintendent meeting today. So hopefully everything stays down for that. And then we can start, and that's all for fall stuff. They're getting, we're working, like I said before, we're doing our best to get in front of as many people as early as possible to get those things moving. So that way we're good to go come fall time. And just set and go with it. And some of the design things, we talked about that, researching. And we've been doing that so that we were able to, have some fresh ideas on this side, some other things on this side, and then we can just start pushing through with it. So I'm excited about that. What else do we have going on this week? Going through some ad sets, making sure that those are working as they should. Going through some new content and making sure we're getting plenty of pictures and getting as much stuff out there as possible, because hey, at the end of the day, if people aren't seeing our stuff, how do they know about it? We were going through some things that we haven't been doing very well lately. Email, we haven't done very well at all, so we need to get back on that. Even on Facebook and on some of our other platforms, we're not doing it as well as what we'd like to, and it all comes down to the amount of content that we're putting out. So we're working on a content calendar, so I know here's how many things I need to post each day. This is what I need to make sure that I'm posting each day. These are the at least general categories of it, so we can just stay consistent with it and doing that. Biggest thing is figuring out what we're going to do. If our focus is going to be spirit wear, and that's what we're going to do on, then that's the main stuff we need to be taking content for. But the little backside of this is that we're going to start all of our ornament promotions next month in July as well. So we can just start running that. And then that's just going to be its own thing that'll run, July through November. And so it's just every day, something posted from there where you can go through. And when you look at it, as many ornament choices that you have, most all have some sort of mock-ups with it. You can just start posting them, right? Start posting them, build all the links, build everything on your site. And that's what's going to take time for. And then you can set it there and be like, hey, this month is this much off. And then you can go back from there. So I'm really looking looking forward to seeing how that all works out. Brian says, we do the percentage, but I also raise the product price also. And I didn't even think about that. In a lot of cases, I still give a single price and don't break out the rush fee. That's a way to do it too, right? Because you can look and see, it comes down to, if something's, when we look at different things, people don't like getting nickel and dime, right? They don't like paying extra for shipping. They don't like paying for this. They don't like paying for that. So if we just have that all in one price for them, then great. The only problem I've ran into with that is then the next time when they order something, it's a different price. And so it's like, well, we ordered these 3 months ago. It was there. Well, 3 months ago, you needed them in 2 days. This time, you don't need them for 2 weeks. So we can, when we explain that to them, so we can factor it in there for it. But they know before they paid a rush fee for it. You paid the rush fee for it, and this time you don't have to. So I can see, both ways to do it. But we know if somebody paid $99 for something and $1 shipping, they're cool with it. But if they pay $1 for something and $99 shipping, they feel like they got screwed. I mean, the price is the same. It's that customer perception of things. So the better, that we can do for them, that perceived value, the better value that we can give for them. And that's why we're like, hey, we can get it to you in this amount of time. Here's what it is for you, and here's why. So I do like that, though, the all-encompassing one of it. Congrats on the meeting. Yeah. And it's ones that, we've been working at, it doesn't just happen overnight. We want to, bring on, if we can bring on 4 more schools this year, that's the goal. And I think we have a really good shot right out of the gate at 2, and then to pick up 2 more. I think, we're going to go, and I'd like to do more than that, but, I'm being realistic with it. What can we handle? What do we know we can do? Let's set this up for there. And then, and by schools, I mean, we're doing stuff for them all year long. So we can get in there, and it's not, well, we were just doing this for this sport. We're in there all year long doing things for them, and we'll see how it all plays out. Tim says he hates that shipping cost. Right. So Tim's one where, if something's $99 and it's $1 shipping, he's cool with it. But if it's $1.99 shipping, he's not cool with it, even though it's the same price, right? It's that perceived value on things. So other things, we've got I didn't even turn on the little banner for you guys, down here at the bottom. We have our mentorship call that is starting in about a half an hour. We do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can go sign up for it here, patreon.com, FatDadMC. I've got Friday, I'm doing a class on pricing in a private group. So that'll be a fun one. And in fact, the goal of that is to be bringing in new members to our mentorship community. So hopefully we'll see some new members in that, next week for it. But looking forward to doing that, showing how to price. This one is specifically going to be on DTF, how to price DTF prints on shirts, and to go through that process. And I guarantee that less than 5% of the attendees will actually know what it costs them to make a shirt. So I think we're going to open some eyes, and that's the goal of it, is to open up some ideas and put it on there. Oh yeah, we can talk Condi. So we know Condi was bought, and by Condi being bought, the IP is what was bought. So who knows what the product will be? Because remember, they just bought the IP for it. They didn't buy all the inventory. I have to look at the final bidder to see if they bought that, because it sold for $410,000 on that, and then bulk inventory I think was $425,000. But it's one of those where, are they going to carry on doing what Condi did, carrying the same things, smaller things? Who knows? They just bought the IP behind it, so it'll be interesting to see how the next couple of weeks play out with that. But I'm not crossing fingers or holding my breath or anything. And because we've seen that happen before, where people bought the IP for it, just for the IP of it, for the name, to bring in something else, having a name attached to their product, switching things over. The traffic is already being searched for it, so we'll see how it all plays out. For $410,000 for what part? I think that was pretty reasonable for what it is, because you got to remember, it's still a niche thing. They were one of the bigger ones there, but if you're not carrying the product, and we got to remember that on the back end of this, there was a lot of a lot of back end things that happen in Condi that, disgruntled employees, back end things that happen there. So who knows what's all going to happen and come out of it? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But we got that call starting here. We'll be back here Friday for another morning mindset. We'll be back in the groove of Tuesdays with Todd next month. Sarah is going to be up. We're going to pick out the date for her. So I know she does I'm pretty sure she does a vacation in July. Takes a week off. So we need to make sure to schedule around that. But we're going to have her in here and we'll talk about that. Yeah. No inventory. The inventory, just part of the inventory was another $425,000. And then there was all the other stuff that came along, that was in there that you could buy. And that was a pretty legit auction. All right. So until Friday, you guys have an amazing day. We will be back here, like I said, Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So until then, peace, love, press on. We'll see you guys.